Making your own citrus fertilizer couldn't be more simple. All you need is some eggshells into powder. This is stuff I've already got in water. Some banana skins and your veggie scraps. You don't even need to make a tea out of it. You can just put it straight on, let it rot down, and as it rots down, it will give the plant all the goodness it needs. We're just coming out of winter. My citrus plants have had a bit of a hard time, so I'm going to give them a good prune and a good feed. About 7 days ago, I did give them a nice water. They were looking a little bit wilted. I hadn't watered them all winter, so now it's time to give them a good sort out. They don't need too much of a prune, but I'm just going to prune off the little around the bottom, just so that I can get my hand in there to put the stuff in. The lemon leaves, you can either use fresh or dry out, and they've got almost as much vitamin C in as the lemons themselves, so you could dry them and make a powder. Ouch! This one is spiky. Got lots of ants on them already. Right, get my hand in there now. Let's cut a bit off of this one. This one has suffered a little bit more over the winter. So I've just pruned them off. I did actually end up cutting a little lemon off of that one. So I'm just going to chop the banana skins up evenly between the 4 pots. I've put in the kitchen scraps and the banana peel. I've also added in the eggshell that I had mixed in with the water. I'm just going to put on top some old compost. I'm not putting on new compost because it's a waste, because all the nutrients are in the soil or will be in the soil when they rot down. So I'm just going to put a couple around the top there just to cover over the veggie scraps and that, really. Keep the flies off. And then just a bit of a water. In these barrels I have got holes that are about that far along the bottom, so that when I'm watering, I normally only just water every so often. I wait till the water comes out the holes. There's like a wicking in the bottom. I've got some stone and some sand and stuff in the bottoms of them, so I know that the plant will draw what it needs. So there's different feeds you can use. Obviously I have used the kitchen scraps for all the nutrients. The banana gives it potassium, and the eggshells for calcium. As with us, we need calcium for healthy bones and teeth and stuff like that. The plants are the same, they need the calcium to grow healthy roots. You can also use well rotted manure, coffee granules, things like that. If you've got yellowing leaves like this, like I have, this could be just a bit of damage from the frost over the winter. But if not all the plants are like it, if they're all like it, I would think, well, right, okay, maybe I've got an issue. And I could add some Epsom salts at 1 to 2 teaspoons per gallon of water, and that will cure this yellow leaf syndrome. So I will keep an eye on it and make sure that it's not a common factor. If it is, I will give it a dose of some Epsom salts. So if you want to save yourself a fortune, it's really, really simple to just chuck that all in and let nature do its own thing. These garden centres are very good at supplying you with what you need, but they charge such a lot of money, and when you research it, it's normally stuff you've got in the house and you want to get rid of anyway, especially coffee granules and stuff like that. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I know a lot of people are, and they actually pay to get rid of them. But yeah, put it out on your garden, it'll do it the world of good. I've virtually finished this plot. I managed to get in some carrots, parsnip and beetroot and give them some protection from the frost and the dog. I put in some turnip in there, again give it a bit of protection from the dog, bit of metal nesh that I had lying around. In here, last year when I sorted this bed out, I wanted to get rid of the compost heap and start again at the end of the season. So I dug 5 trenches and filled it just with the compost, covered it over, and that has all rotted down over the winter. But I did say I'd probably end up with some potatoes, and I do. There is a lot of potatoes growing in these rows, so I have left them until I need the space. I've pruned off all the gooseberries and potted up 5 new plants and just given this area a general tidy. I did take off the seed heads from the rhubarb because I don't want it to seed, because it takes up the energy of the plant. Rather than growing the rhubarb, it goes into growing the seed heads, so I took those off. It's a little late to prune the gooseberries, but they desperately needed doing. I'm going to give them quite a good prune, take out the centres, any dead wood, any wood that's crossing over, and a lot of the stuff that's along the floor or under the bush. This will help with airflow and also make harvesting a lot easier. I got all my seeds that I wanted to get in, got those in, and the tomato plants are doing quite good down the bottom. And obviously I've pruned off and fed all of my citrus plants. If you don't have a greenhouse, or you do have a greenhouse but you don't have enough covers to cover them over to keep them moist and warm, like the propagators, you can use plastic or bubble wrap or something like that, just to give them an extra layer of protection this time of year. And of course they're clear, so they'll still get the daylight. So that's it for another video, just a quick video on what I've been up to this weekend, other than pruning off and barrowing loads of wood, getting ready for next winter. That's our log store that we've started ready for next winter. We've still got some that's seasoned for this year, but this is some tree work we've been having done, so we've been cutting it and storing it as we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to everybody that has continued to watch, and hopefully see you in the next video. Till next time, bye.